Hi everyone, it's me, Krylios, Team Racing Productions MC and producer. And joining me today is Sean Michael Wilson.
Hi, how are you?
I am doing great. Welcome to our show.
Glad to be here.
It is great to have you here. It's like the first time we're ever doing this. All
Yes.
right, Sean. I want to start this out, of course, by having you introduce yourself to our audience and letting them know a little bit about you and your background and experience.
Of course. And thank you for having me. My name is Sean Michael Wilson, as said before. I'm a candidate for school board District 6 here in Prince George's County. Where I grew up, I went to high school here, middle school, and elementary school, graduated from the historic Fremont Heights High School. I currently work for State's Attorney Aisha Braveboy, who was a guest here on your show. I,
Yes.
Yeah. I serve as her municipal liaison, where I get to work with all 27 of our municipal governments here in the police departments. Previously, I worked in property management for a couple of years. And prior to
Mhm.
that, I worked in municipal and state government for the city of Sea Pleasant and for Delegate Diana Fennell.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Well, it is so good to have you here, and I'm excited to talk about your campaign. So
Yes.
yes. So you are running for for the Prince George's County School Board.
Mhm.
And tell me why you chose this moment or this time to throw your hat in the ring and, really represent the people and do all that, with education. Tell me about that decision.
Well, as a former student here in our school system, it's just not my first time advocating for our youth. I
Mhm.
started while I was in school, actually, being part of student government. We used to attend a meeting called PGRAS, which is the Prince George's County Regional Association of Student Government. So
Mhm.
in high school, during our general body meetings, I would go there and advocate for things I want to see in my school. So taking that advocacy and then the work I've been doing in the community over the years, it is actually now stepping up since the former board member, she's going for a higher office. And it's a time
Mhm.
right now, definitely after coming off with the pandemic, that our students really need someone who's really going to advocate for them. Someone who's been there in a classroom, who walked the walk of a Prince George's County Public School student like myself.
Mhm.
So I'm now taking my experiences, the difficult ones and the good ones, and going now to really be the voice and advocate for the youth and for our next generation here in Prince George's County.
Awesome. That is great to hear. Well, tell me what are some of your top issues, some of those challenges that top three maybe, those challenges that you would really, really love to tackle if elected to the board.
And thank you for that question. If elected, what I really want to tackle was a lot of things. so,
Give me three.
so
Give
make
me three.
sure, yes. One is our achievement gap, which
Mm.
unfortunately, year after year, we see ourselves second from the bottom, or at the bottom, or third from the bottom. That
Mm.
has to stop. So the achievement gap, we really need to look at definitely from moving from COVID, some remedial programs during the spring, December, the fall, so our students can really catch up for the ones who felt they was left behind.
Mm.
Also, we have a lot of immigrant students who are coming to in our school system down, and we might want to relook at things and say, well, maybe if we teach them in their native language while they're still learning English, because we
Mm.
have over 20% of our students are English language learners now here in our school system.
Mm. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So second, it's our teacher pay. We say
Yeah.
that we want to have quality education. Well, still, that starts with quality educators. So making sure
Yes.
that we first get quality teachers, but make sure we pay them right. Because we're losing our teachers to DC, we're losing them to Alexandria. So we want to make sure we raise the bar in our salaries for our teachers and make sure we're finding ways to incentivize them as well. Then once we do that, we can retain our teachers and also recruit new teachers. And third, it's also expanding a way of doing our community engagement.
Yeah.
Community engagement and having our community involved in our schools is really going to take our schools a step further and definitely improving the quality of education here. Even if people don't have youth that goes to our school system, they still need to be involved
Yes,
because it takes a village to raise a child. It really does.
it certainly
And
does.
I understand that most because I was adopted.
Mm.
And unfortunately, I don't know my biological parents, but I was adopted. I didn't know that I was adopted until about fifth grade. So I went through my life through that time period thinking that those were my biological parents. But when but in my adopted mother died when I was 5 years old. So it
Oh,
took a community and village of people really to help raise me. So I really
yes.
understand the importance of having that village.
Certainly, certainly. Well, tell us when the election actually begins down in Prince George's County.
So if you had talked to me a month ago, I would have told you June 28th.
Mhm.
But now the election just moved to July 19th. So the primary
Mm,
election date will be July 19th. And early voting, if for those of you who like to go a little early, and you
mhm.
can skip the line by going from July 7th through the 14th. But the State Board of Elections have been mailing out your mail-in ballots. So if you receive your mail-in ballot, make sure you check Sean Michael Wilson for your school board District 6.
Of course. And we want to remind our viewers that you can go to headcount.org to check your voter status, to pledge to vote, and register to vote. Once again, that's headcount.org. Check your status, pledge to vote, and register to vote. Sean, tell me, what would you say is your favorite thing about Prince George's County, or one of your favorite things about Prince George's County's education system and school system?
We have so much promise here in our school system. Like I told you, I went to Fremont Heights High School, right? It was
Yeah.
one of the first schools for African Americans here in our county. It's
Wow.
such rich history there. And when I talk about the promise, if you look at all the great people that came out of our school system, we've birthed politicians, senators,
Mm-hmm.
lawyers, doctors,
Mm-hmm.
so many different athletes. You saw the
Mm-hmm.
documentary that came out about the athletes that came out here in Prince George's County.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing I love about our school system is that we have the promise. So all I want to do is upon what we have, really take that the next step forward.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. All righty. Now, let me ask you this. Why are you the best choice for voters come this election cycle?
Well, I believe that I'm the best choice for voters come this election cycle because I've sat in a classroom where our students are currently sitting. I walk the walk, and I'm ready to serve them by having the history of going through our school system, working with our teachers who are who are on the ground, working with the students. I've been there. I've been talk to these teachers. I talk to them now. I work with our students now. I actually used to teach workforce development at UCAP um, to people who went through our school system who may have felt homeless or they went through some abuse in their household,
Mm,
and just having that experience as well of just working with our populations and unfortunately for my district we have a large marginalized and disenfranchised communities within District 6, and I think that I'm ready to serve that population and ready to serve any and all people because I've been serving all along. My community service didn't start because I wanted to run for office or didn't start
yeah.
last year coming close to election season. I've been going at this for many years. Like I told you, started in high school. I
Mm-hmm.
serve on our profit board, so I know how a board operates and I understand the functions of a school board. I've been going to board meetings since high school. So I think that and that's been over this year, 10 years for me graduating from high school. So been over a decade I've been
A
involved
decade of this. You're
in our
tried
school.
and true, tried
Yes.
and true. I love it. I love it. All right, Sean, well, let everyone know how they can follow you, keep up with your campaign, as well as donate and support your campaign.
Of course. You can go to our website at www.seanmichaelwilson.com or follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at VoteSMW. Also, if you want to donate directly, you can go to www.aclu backslash donate backslash vote SMW.
Awesome. Awesome. We want to remind our viewers that we will have the links in the description so you can go ahead and check it out now. Sean, thank you so much for joining me today. It has been such a pleasure. I am so glad that we were able to do this, and I
Yes.
wish you best of luck on your campaign.
Well, thank you so much for having me to Racine Productions, um, and to the entire team. Thank you so much. And I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. Those watching, please follow me at It's Krylios on all forms of social media. That's Twitter and Instagram at It's Krylios. If you check today, I just made a special announcement. So go figure. And while you're at it, go ahead and follow Team Racing Productions at Team Racing on all forms of social media. Comment, like, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. But most of all, thank you for watching. Bye, everyone.